Hey guys, this is Mitch back again with another video. So some of you guys asked me for a playthrough of all 70 floors of Eden. So I'm going to go through that in this video, so it's going to be another long one. So I'll go ahead and get started here. So basically the Eden group and the cat thing where you get the money, those will be your two main sources of income. I think after I beat Eden 70, I get around 60 million or whatever, 6,000 or yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Yeah, it's about 65 million for a full clear of Eden. You also get a bunch of EXP for your player. So Eden is like your main way to level up. So you always want to make sure you get as far as you can possibly go. And then once you do get as far as you believe you can go, you want to go hit the reset button down in the bottom left. But I've already reset this week, so I can't do it. But it costs 500 diamonds to reset Eden. You want to make sure that you do it every week. I don't know, I'd say around maybe level 15 to 20 in Eden, I would start doing it. If you want to be a little more efficient with your diamonds, since it's, I don't think it takes long to level up around there. So that you can get to the higher floors. I mean, all these, of course, are going to be really easy for me because I've got, like, the ultimate team going on over here. I have wondered if some of you ever thought why I still use the evil Snake Lord instead of another pot 20 or pot 22. And the reason for that is because he gives the entire party 300 energy whenever he uses his ultimate ability, and he takes away 300 energy from the enemy's party. And there's not really another skill that can replace that. Wanderer's second skill has a chance to do 300 energy reduction, but it's just a chance. Like, her second skill can do 3 things. Sorry. It can increase the damage dealt to them by 50%, I believe it is. which is similar to Lord of the Dead's ultimate ability. So whenever I got Wanderer, I swapped out Lord of the Dead for another DPS, and that seems to work better. Because Lord of the Dead increases damage dealt to whoever his target is by 50% for like 5 or 10 seconds, which is pretty good. I remember it increasing my DPS by a ton, especially on the raid boss. But that is, I do believe that is at 5 or 6 stars though, so you gotta get him up to the 5 or 6 stars. But Sorcerer just annihilates everything in PvE. Wanderer decreases cooldown. I'm not sure if it's for her or for the whole party. By it's like 30 or 35%. Rune Knight gives everybody invincibility at the start of the fight. So it's really good when you're going up like a Baphomet in Eden or in the mines, when they can one-shot your party with that stupid lightning bolt stun that he uses. And his secondary ability will make himself invincible for like 2 seconds. So that's useful if you're fighting a Baphomet and he uses his ultimate. That'll allow him to live through that and many other things. Rune Knight's DPS seems to be pretty lackluster. He's really good in the arena though, since players have much less HP than the PvE monsters. So having around like 1 to 16 million HP if it's Rune Knight. That's pretty close to maxed out. Or I think Levidan, or however you say his name, his Rune Knight has, I think it's like 17.5 million HP, which is pretty crazy. About a quarter of the way there. Well, maybe more than that. A third of the way. Now you guys gotta remember that with the lower potential pets, these fights are going to be much different because these 3 pot 22s, they have some really good skills to help work together and stuff. So the lower level guys, they don't really have good stuff. So you'll probably die a lot. You really want to try to get the pot 18s going. Cthulhu should be fine as a tank for a while if you're free to play. I used him for the longest time before I got Lord of the Dead. I probably used Cthulhu for like 3 or 4 months.
This power is to destroy.
And dead. Oh, and you get about, you can get about 2,000 of the honor points a week from completing all the way through Eden 70. So you can get like 2 Sun God emblems a week. You do need lots of Sun God emblems. You need lots of red hammers. But the thing you need the most of is the gold hammers. So when you're upgrading the red and the gold tier gear, not the yellow, the gold. The very last tier is gold. So the red and the gold gear, after you get them to 5 stars, you can then evolve them to the moon tier. And then in the moon tier, for a weapon, you need something like 35 gold hammers, 800 Eridicon, and however much money it is. I think it's like 3,600k, and then 3,600k to upgrade it to level 10 again. And then, for example, the next one might be Sun God Emblem, and then 800 Eridicon. So it's the same Eridicon and gold each level. Just the the gold hammers or the red hammers or the Sun God Emblem might be needed or will be needed to level it up. There is no might. It will definitely be needed, all 3. So I think when you evolve it to moon tier, it needs 35. And then I think you can use a red hammer to get it to 0.5 moons. And then you use a Sun God Emblem to get it to 1 moon. And then, I don't remember. It starts going back and forth between gold and red hammers is what it starts going back and forth between mainly. And then you might need a Sun God Emblem here or there, and I think 1 point for the weapon, it needs 2 red hammers instead of 1. The helmet and the wings, instead of 35 gold hammers, they need 32. but they still also alternate between the red and gold hammers. And it still needs the Sun God emblem at 0.5, I know for a fact. All of the armors, they require 12 gold hammers whenever it's gold hammers. So the chest piece, the legs, and what are the whatever the other pieces, and the 2 accessories down at the bottom. Those all need 12, and it's 480 Raidicon, and I think it's 1600 gold, and then another 1600k gold to get it to level 10. And all the armors will also need a Sun God emblem at 0.5 moons. And then if you have gold armor, after you get to 5 moons, you can evolve it to Sun tier. And this is where it starts to get really expensive. So like, I think the weapon needs 80, maybe 80 gold hammers, but it still will alternate between like the gold hammers, red hammer, and Sun God emblem. But yeah, it's like I think it's 80 gold hammers for the weapon. For the helmet and wings is 75, I'm pretty sure, and then all of the armors are 18 gold hammers. So you need a whole buttload of those gold hammers and everything else to be able to get them to 5 suns. So it's definitely going to take a while to get through all that. It's definitely taken me a while. It looks like we're making some good progress here. These stages that have ESL and Ghostling, you guys are going to hate them if you don't have good pets, because the ESL will go off and then he'll lower your energy and raise his party's energy, and then the Ghostling will go off and the Ghostling will lower your whole party's energy, and you just won't be able to cast any skills. It's quite annoying. I think this is the same fight that's at the end of the mines. Maybe. We're finally getting close to some fun fights here in the 50s. I think it was 55, that's the first fun one over here. And when I say fun, I mean really annoying, by the way.
Evil will consume you. The ritual of death shall soon. Evil will consume you. Evil will consume you.
Alright, so 55 here is a fun one because there's a really powerful Baphomet in the middle of two RSXs, a Dark Lord, and an ESL.
The star of your life is about to be extinguished.
Now that hit my Rune Knight like it was nothing, and I'm sure this will too. Like, it just tickles my Rune Knight. But for other people, this is going to be very annoying, especially once the ESL uses his abilities. So unless you can take out the ESL and the Dark Lord and probably stun the RSXs or something, because the RSXs are likely to kill your whole party in one hit if they use their ultimate. It's going to be pretty annoying. And you see this one has two Valkyries in the back with RSX and the Cthulhu in front. There's another ESL, Ghostling, and Dark Lord in the back. Those guys are so annoying if you don't have good monsters. Oh, we're getting close to my favorite fight in here. Alright, floor 60. So, this is my favorite fight in here because Morok is just ridiculous, but he is stunnable. He's like the only stunnable boss in here. And if you're not powerful enough, you gotta make sure you keep him stunned or frozen or something. to make sure he can't use his ultimate ability, because that's how you die. I do have a video on my channel of me losing against him, and I have another video of me beating him with 2 seconds to spare, which was a pretty clutch win. Let's see how this goes now. He's probably going to die really fast.
Evil will consume you.
Meteor storm!
Yep. So Morak has a revive ability. He has the same thing if you get him as a pet too. So he did heal as well, but that shouldn't be a problem. Because of how much DPS I can do. Yeah, he's gonna die right here. Boom, got him.